Most people think fermenting chicken feed is about saving money. I don't think it actually saves me any money. I mean, maybe in the long run. That's not why I do it. The reason I do it is for my chicken's health. And let me show you how I do it. The thing that I love about it is the cost is zero. Well, zero additional cost. I've already bought the chicken feed. So all I'm gonna do is put some chicken feed in a container, and then I'm gonna pour in enough water to completely submerge the chicken feed. You can do this with grain, you can do this with crumble, you can do this with pellets, you can do this with any kind of chicken feed. You do wanna work with water that is dechlorinated because chlorine can stop the process of fermentation from happening. If the chlorine stops the fermentation process from happening, then what can happen is you'll get a sour or rotten sort of smell, and you'll have mold develop on the top. So if you have a layer of mold develop on the top, or if it smells bad, throw it away. Don't give it to the chickens, don't risk their health. You'll know if it smells bad. People sometimes ask me, how will I know if it smells off? I would compare it to like opening up a gallon of milk and smelling it. You know if it's bad. The smell is unmistakable. So if it smells bad, throw it away, start over, make sure to dechlorinate your water. Dechlorinating water is actually really, really simple. Whenever I do this process, I just use regular tap water. I put it in a container like this and I just set it out overnight. You're supposed to wait about 24 hours, but often I just wait overnight, and that's enough time for the chlorine to evaporate off of the water. It's nothing fancy, there's no special equipment needed. You just put water in a container, leave it open so that the chlorine can evaporate off. And when you come back the next day, you'll be good to go. And then I will just stir this up to make sure that there are no pockets of dry chicken feed down to the bottom. And then I'll just cover it with a lid. This is a loose fitting lid, which is important because there will be air bubbles. So you don't want to do this process in a really, really tight, like airtight container, because then you run the risk of explosions. So use a container with a loose fitting lid. I have two containers. So I have one with the number 1 on the lid and the second with the number 2 on the lid. Today's the first day of fermenting, so it goes into number 1. Tomorrow, I will check on this, possibly stir it again, see how it's doing. And when I do, I will swap this lid out for number 2 because it's now on day 2 of fermentation. On the 3rd day, when I take the number 2 lid off, I'm gonna take it out to the chickens. The reason that I do this is that soaking the grains, the process of fermentation breaks down phytic acid. Phytic acid binds to minerals like calcium, phosphorus, and zinc. And that makes it harder for the chickens to absorb those nutrients. So fermenting the chicken feed, breaking down that phytic acid, makes the nutrients that the chickens need, that they put into this specially formulated feed, more bioavailable to the chickens, so they're just gonna get more out of it. And that's why I say, in the end, it probably saves me some money, because if I'm keeping my chickens the healthiest that they can be, I'm decreasing the chances that they're gonna develop any kinds of diseases or illnesses. But on a day-to-day basis, they're gonna eat the same amount of chicken feed. In the long run, it probably saves me money, but in the short term, it costs the same. It also just helps to ensure that they're getting enough water, because it's not dry grain, it's wet, it's fermented, there's water absorbed into the grain. So as they eat it, they're getting some water. So it's gonna help to make sure that they're getting enough water, especially in these summer months when it's really hot. Plus, they really like it. You can tell when a chicken doesn't like something because you put it in the run and they just leave it alone. But when they're all lined up eating it all at once, I know that they really enjoyed it. Now, I still give them access to their dry layer feed all day, every day. They eat as much as they want. And of course, they have water all day long. So let me know, do you ferment or at least soak any of your chicken's grain? And do you find that that's helpful for their overall health? Do you find that they like it, or do they seem to not care at all?